introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for joining us for this chat regarding the global retailer strategies. Michael, it's a pleasure to have you.
Pleasure to be here.
There is absolutely no doubt that the retail landscape in the MENA region has seen remarkable growth, especially here in the GCC. If we look at some statistics, the retail sector in MENA accounts for about 1.3% of the world's top 250 retailers, and that is despite challenges in the region stemming from declining oil prices, geopolitical instability, and no doubt a digital evolution. However, despite these challenges, we see optimism stemming from strong consumers such as increased tourism, population growth, and rising disposable incomes. Without further ado, Michael, I'm going to ask you about the strategies that have been implemented to support this robust performance in the region, maybe in the UAE in specific.
Thank you, Noof, and thank you to the organizers. So yeah, as you said, lots of macro and micro factors that have helped the retail luxury sector in the Middle East. We've seen since COVID that obviously the richer have become even richer. But what we've also seen is that for the aspirational clientele that we have, there are many ways to access some of the luxury items that we can offer them. One of the ones that we've started using is buy now, pay later, which is huge in our sector and which has allowed us to reach a different type of clientele, a more aspirational type of clientele. We've also started allowing crypto payments in stores and online, which has unblocked a lot of different clients to us. But I think more importantly, what we're doing is we're putting our people at work in ways to give us the right feedback and to create the right companies to answer some of the pain points that we've been having, and to answer with potentially startups that they can create for themselves. And so this is why we launched our Greenhouse initiative in 2018, which helps our entrepreneurs, our colleagues that have entrepreneur aspirations, to build their own startups to answer the pain points that we can have in stores or online, and to create that seamless customer experience that we want for our customers. So since then, we've had a few startups that have launched, including in the fintech space, and some of which have reached all the way to Series B funding, which we've been funding based on milestone funding. So,
Michael, if we delve into this Greenhouse initiative, what criteria does the group use to select startups to work with the Greenhouse initiative, or like the retail type?
Yeah, so we have 5 types of competitions, 3 for external resources and 2 for internal resources. So I'll start with the most relevant one. We have our Retail Tech Accelerator, which is at its 5th year, 5th cohort, where we have approximately 150 retail tech applicants from around the world that go in contention, and we choose 5 every year that we introduce to our retail network, and which we give the choice to our retail network to start working with them. Generally, they're picked up by over 80% of the retail stores that we work with. So we've had now 5 cohorts, so 25 startups that we've worked with, from South America to Serbia to Indonesia, startups that have applied to the retail tech program and that have worked with our Greenhouse and with our offline and online commercial teams. We have incubators. We have a beauty brand incubator to find beauty brands from the region for the region. We have a fashion lab, which is a fashion incubator for Saudi startups and Saudi fashion brands to launch and that we introduce in our retail network. But as I told you, we also mostly have internal competition. So we've launched Ibtikar 5 years ago, which helps our colleagues compete for the launch of their next startup. So we have every year nearly 60 to 70 colleagues that present their startup ideas and that get milestone funding. So we have one startup every year that gets that milestone funding and that we fund all the way to Series B if they reach their right KPIs.
And if we speak about like specific benefits that come out of these partnerships between the greenhouse and the startup, what would you say are specific benefits to the UAE retail market in specific?
Well, we've managed to unblock a more seamless customer experience between online and offline. So, for example, in our stores, we have sales managers that really know their business, that really know their customers, but maybe they're not well versed, in the online space because they've worked on the shop floor for over 10 years. And so what we give them is the tools for them to be able to hack, to do some growth hacking, to work with a few companies that are different to the company they've been working with, and to introduce them to the market. So, for example, we have one of our very interesting startups that have been launched by a colleague, which allows you to get the look and feel of pressing on the cream that you want. And she used to be a colleague that worked at L'Occitane. And online, you can now not just use the cream, but you can, press on the cream and get the same feeling that you would get as if you were pressing on the packaging itself. And that, gives you a different look and feel, a different experience where, you can be able to benefit from both the online and the offline platforms at the same time.
And there is no doubt that the pandemic, COVID, of course, has emphasized the need or the importance for retailers to listen or to adapt to new or evolving consumer needs and wants. And you mentioned, of course, omni-channel strategies. We're seeing more hybrid formats. What strategies are being employed to bridge the gap between physical and digital retail?
Well, I think that one of the important strategies that we've had is to work with a few partners. So we've worked on our data platforms with Google. We've worked on crypto payments with a startup that allows to insure us from crypto payments in store and online. We've worked with Roblox on launching our Christophe, our brand on the metaverse, which has sold out in 5 minutes. So we've worked with a lot of different partners, but also in-house. What we've tried to do is give the right tools to our people to empower them to be able to use those tools that were answering some of the pain points that they may have. So we've been working with a variety of different partners to help them engage with some of the online platforms that we've been prominent on.
And of course, we've been seeing and also an involvement in digital channels, new media, for instance. And maybe if we look at TikTok in specific, how would you say that new media has played a role in marketing and in implementing omni-channel strategies?
Yeah, I think it's really important for us to adapt to the changing consumer dynamics. So today with MarTech and AdTech, we've managed to implement strategies that reach out to a younger customer through a customer that is perhaps less present in our stores, but that has the same needs as the customer that manages to go into the shopping malls. And so we've used those platforms in ways to really open up to new customers that were looking for the same type of products, the same type of services. We've even used those to personalize some of the services that we wanted in ways that other platforms just can't offer, because we're talking about highly personalizable marketing tools, which allowed us to geolocalize our content, which allowed us to adapt to our customer, to help her discover herself in ways that we couldn't have offered if it's the one-size-fits-all platform that we have offline.
And we've seen an interest from Chalhoub towards Web3. I wanted to ask what drove the group to explore investments in Web3 technologies?
So we've launched a corporate innovation department about 3 years ago, just after COVID, which was literally a department that was hand-holding our big business unit GMs to enter into some new business models, including Web3. And so with our corporate innovation team, we act as advisors, as internal consultants, as you may, helping these GMs achieve needs that they might not even know that they have. Perhaps revenues that will not even weigh for 1% of their total revenues, but nonetheless, they'd be able to reach out to a younger customer. They'd be able to maybe work the PR arm of our firm. And so yes, we've launched our first NFT in 2021, so pretty early with Christophe. And as I told you, it sold out in about 5 minutes, 729 products, which you could have both on the physical space and on the digital space. And now we've entered the metaverse with 12 brands, 12 of our brands, and we do some phygital shoes with Level Shoes and Lanvin. So we've launched a shoe where you can buy the shoe on Roblox, on the platform, and then get the physical shoe in ways that are very experiential, because we're talking about a shoe that looks like it's been created for the metaverse. We've launched our Web3 native sneaker brand as well, which is called Soulmates, which you can find on the metaverse, on Roblox specifically, but we've also given that the ability to buy the physical product with the digital product. So we're trying to really disrupt the barriers that exist between physical and digital, and be able to introduce some products in the metaverse that could be useful and that could bring loyalty to our younger customers from a very young age.
And to what extent do you believe that investing in tech, whether it be Web3 or crypto payments or even buy now, pay later, how is this going to contribute to shaping the future of retail?
Well, it's a must. Today, we pride ourselves to have the customer at the heart of everything we do. But if we want to have the customer at the heart, we need to adapt to her. We need to adapt to the way she thinks, the way she acts. And unfortunately or fortunately, we have a frontier between online and offline that is looser and looser. So today, you watch an ad on your phone, you go to the store, you try the product, you go back home, you ponder upon it, you look at what website offers you the best price, and you make your purchase. And so we have to be able to offer that seamless experience to our customer. On top of that, we've used tech to optimize our supply chain. We've used tech to be able to manage our inventory at best as we can, because we now have a lot of data that comes in about what our customer wants, and so we can adapt to what she wants by buying the right products. And thanks to that data and the algorithms that we put in place to use that data appropriately.
And you touched on Buy Now, Pay Later as one of the schemes you adopted, and no doubt it's a scheme that supports financial inclusion. What impact did adopting Buy Now, Pay Later have on your sales and also on your customer engagement?
Yeah, I mean, we're very happy of the partnerships that we have with our Buy Now, Pay Later platforms. We've even actually invested in the Series B and the Series C stage of one of the platforms that we've started using very early on. So we're very happy that we've managed to open up the luxury segment to a population that perhaps couldn't have afforded paying all at once. And so this has now opened up a variety of new streams where we can invest into offering luxury to customers that perhaps didn't have access to that type of luxury years ago. And so, as you said, it's financially inclusive, and for us, it's opened up new streams where we can offer that product to a different type of population, and that's been very enriching for us because we've then included a lot of feedback about the product, about the marketing, about the way that we were doing things, and we've completely changed our ways of doing things to make sure that all were included in the different activities and initiatives we'd put in place.
And can you say that you, or did you potentially encounter any challenges while implementing Buy Now, Pay Later in the region? No, it's not as popular. Buy Now, Pay Later is, to a certain extent, a new concept.
Of course, and listen, you have to convince your GMs that they're going to lose a few points of margin because you're implementing a new solution. And initially, they'll tell you that that'll cannibalize their sales. And some will, to a certain extent, but it also brings new sales. It also opens up the platform to a new type of customers, like we used to say. Other challenges are the training that we've had to offer, because now we offer Buy Now, Pay Later in store as well. So it's not just online that you can pay in 4 installments. It's also when you go into that store, we not with every one of our store, but with more than 50% of our stores, we offer the possibility to pay for your products in different installments, which opens up a completely different gear. So if someone tells you, well, no, for that price I can't pay for this, you have to switch gears and to say, well, how about you pay half of it now, half of it in a month's time? And that has been a lot of training to our frontliners, a lot of training to our store managers, because once again, it was nearly easier to implement it online, where it's just a button that you click, than to implement it offline, because you had to train all these different constituents.
And what percentage would you say that Buy Now, Pay Later has constituted of your current sales, or like the market?
For some of our stores, I mean, not all of our stores are open to Buy Now, Pay Later. Not all of our brands are open to Buy Now, Pay Later. But for some of our stores, I can say that it represents nearly 60% of all our transactions. So we're talking about a huge amount of those transactions. But once again, we're extremely happy about that, because out of the 60%, I believe only 20% is cannibalized sales, and 40% has become extra sales from a different type of customer that didn't used to shop in our stores. So.
And if we speak about the retail market in general, what would you say are the main challenges that retailers face in the current market, whether locally or internationally?
Well, I would say that firstly, the biggest challenge is the changing consumer dynamics. So we've seen a customer that has adopted new technology, and we've had to follow her in all of that innovation. We've seen competition from offline and online players. and sometimes very aggressive competition. I mean, we've seen some competition come from other countries that were facing a different kind of regulation. We're probably not paying the same amount of taxes that we were. So we've had to adapt to that competition, adjust our pricing. We've had to make sure that we manage to get the right tools to innovate and to follow our customers wherever she wanted to buy the product, wherever she wanted the product to be marketed to her. So I think that today what we're laser focused on is our customer, what her needs are, and how she can best be followed with the experience that we can offer, with a localized experience that we can offer her.
And looking ahead, what would you say are trends or like future innovations that you wish to adopt in order to maintain a competitive edge in the global retailers market sector?
Well, we have an intelligence team that gathers all type of industry intelligence, market intelligence, including on the fintech tools that are now apparent. And so we really try to track all of those technological advances and see if they're adapted to us. And if they are, they go into our funnel, into our corporate innovation team that get better acquainted with them, and we'll push them on to some of our GMs. So today, I think they're studying more than a dozen different technologies, and out of a dozen, there's probably 2 or 3 or 5 that will get to be implemented at a higher level. Not all of them, and we obviously have to get the green light from the brand internationally, but when we do, we manage to be more innovative and look forward at ways to accompany our customer in her changing needs.
Michael, thank you so much. I would have loved to carry this on for longer, but unfortunately we're out of time. Thank you for your time, and thank you everyone for being with us.
Thank you.